What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hump day, right? Thinking about you guys here. Beautiful day in Florida. It's been busy. Been up over 4 hours already. 8:30 a.m. It's a beautiful day. Workout's done. Workout number one's done. A lot of work's going on. Anyways, I was thinking today on my walk. I was talking with a good buddy of mine, and we were just chatting and all that. And, why people are piling on here? Give me a shout out where you guys are from. Again, we're still up there. I'm getting some amazing messages on Magician vs. Mule, and I hope you guys understand I got something behind the scenes I'm working on with John, actually, that was on here last week. We invested in some money to help make it even better for you, the Mule to Magician. So I'll keep you guys posted on it. What's up, Louisiana? What's up, Massachusetts? What's up, Dave? What's up, Cleveland and Dylan? What's up, man? What's up, Mike? What's up, Paul? So, how to hire your dream team. I get asked this every single day. And there's a couple things to this. Like, I've always kind of been a person to hire people. If you read Magician vs. Mule, I talk about when I'm like 12 years old, I'm mowing lawns, and I'm hiring my friends to help me mow lawns and, all this stuff. So, I've always kind of been hiring people. I think one of the biggest things that people don't realize is like when you're hiring, because I know I'm asking myself, what did I do back then? This is like 96 when I first started hiring people to work for real. And that was an assistant. I think every single person here should want an assistant. What's up, Jace? What's up, Romello in Atlanta? I think every one of you guys should want an assistant. An assistant to me is probably the simplest to hire. For the simple fact is hiring is easy, managing people is hard. So I do know a lot of time, and again, I'm talking about pure experience of hiring hundreds, if not thousands of people over the year, probably thousands. Well, not probably, definitely thousands of people over the years of hiring, firing, and all that. Probably one of the biggest reasons I see people not hiring an assistant is number one, they think it costs $36,000 a year when it's only $3,000 a month, right? So you're like, getting ready to make a business decision. I need to hire someone. And then you're like, uh-oh, I'm going to invest $36,000 a year, but I only have $2,200 in the bank. I hope not that. I hope you have a lot more than that. But that's kind of how your brain goes. Well, you understand that an assistant's $1,500 every 2 weeks or $750 a week. I'm using that as an example. Maybe it's more, maybe it's less, but I'm using that as the example for here. And when you hire an assistant, what's great about this individual is you're buying your time back for pennies on the dollar. And I'm not taking away from an assistant. An assistant to me is a very essential piece of my life. Kim is my assistant. Many of you guys may know her. I've had assistants literally, I think, my whole life. Sometimes multiple assistants for many reasons. I mean, we're busy. I have houses being managed. I have cars being transported. I have gifts being given. I have my personal stuff being happening. I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces. So I see an assistant as personal and business, by the way. So it depends on how you go about it. But the main reason most people won't hire this individual, I think this starts the dream team off, is they don't think they have the money to do it. I'd question you and say, you need to find the money to do it, because it's going to buy you 40 hours of your time back. And if you're like me and any salesperson at all or a fast mover, is you're terrible with the details. You wait till the last minute to do paperwork, and you're always running around doing a whole lot of nothing. An assistant can give you structure. They can really give you some opportunity to help you streamline processes, get better organized, and develop out your business to a whole nother level. What's up, Tony? What's up, Bradley? What's up, Nick? What's up, guys? So when I hired my assistants, and like I said, I've had them forever, is I don't micromanage them either. I kind of say, hey, here's my thing. I love giving gifts. I want you to not call me on certain things. Just do it and push the thing forward. If you're waiting on me, you need to let me know, because I am terrible at following basic rules. So you need to stay on top of me, not me stay on top of you. That's a true story. So what happens is you don't need $36,000 in the bank. You need $750. And you need to know that when you pay this person $750, I'm not saying go hire people that you can't pay, by the way, either. I'm just saying your mindset needs to be thinking, if I could buy back 40 hours of my time, how could I not go make an extra $750 a week, right? So again, hiring and managing are two separate pieces in this equation. When you hire the individual, it's very easy. You can hire people all day long. But then when the rubber meets the road and you got to manage these people, that's just a whole different animal. So what's cool about the assistant is, like I said, they're directly working with you side by side. They're talking to you, communicating with you, seeing how you flow. My assistants they don't manage my calendar because I don't really have a calendar to manage. I kind of keep a very open calendar. I'm not that guy. It's like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 2:30, 2:45, 2:72, whatever. I'm not doing all that. I'm kind of a little bit more loose. And anybody that's ever done business with me knows that. They'll be like, yo, man, can you do a podcast May 15th? It's like, dude, it's May 5th. I'm not planning out that far, honestly. Put me on the books, hit me up in the morning, I'm around. So it's not necessarily the best thing. And the reason is, again, this is the truth. This is a thought audit I did. For me, when I have a calendar that's booked, because I used to have it like that, I have massive anxiety. I'm never present. I have massive anxiety. I never want to be late. I don't want to disappoint you showing up late. It literally does mess with my lifestyle, for real. And I'm not being silly, I'm being honest. So that's me. And you got to find out what your kinks are. You got to find out what your problems are. You got to find out, what motivates you, what drives you, what deters you, et cetera, and pay attention to that. So that's why I control my own calendar with an assistant. So this dream team individual, I think, it starts with an assistant, because you can hire and manage and see where you're weak at and strong at. The truth is, you're probably going to have to fire your first 4 people you hire, your first 4 assistants. That's another reason most people will never hire someone, because they're afraid. They're looking for the perfect person. Well, they don't exist. You have to help create them for what you want. And you got to understand, you're deprogramming people too. I'll tell you a story about my assistant, Kim, and I, how we met and all that, to hopefully it'll help you. But you have to deprogram them. And you got to understand, depending on what age they are, kind of what their job experiences are, you got to realize that they've been through the grinder, and they might not work like you. They might not serve like you. They might not think like you. And that's okay. But as long as they're honest, hardworking, and positive and all that, I can tweak everything else. And I actually I get excited for it. So a couple things. What's up, John? Hey, what are you doing here? It's really motivating. Thank you, buddy. 100% more fluidity makes me more productive. Awesome. So with my assistant, like I said, I'm very hands-off. I'm not micromanaging. I might not talk to her for 2 weeks, honestly, sometimes, and maybe sometimes even longer. But she knows what needs to get done. She already has directions. But again, Kim's been with me about 13 or 14 months. We had Sarah before that. She was with us for 2-3 years, I believe. But guys, they're changing. It evolves. So how I found Kim, I want to go where the path of least resistance to hire someone. And so what I did with Kim, how I found her, I actually did a post on Facebook. And I said, hey, here's kind of what I'm looking for. If it's you, let me know. If it's not you and you know someone, let me know as well. And I gave them instructions on how to connect with me and all that. And I also have humor in it. I have humor in it, meaning like, if you're at home watching Laverne and Shirley reruns, I'm not your guy, right? Because that's my personality, and I'm being serious, but also kind of funny. So if they can't take a joke, I'm definitely not your guy, because I'm joking around 24/7. But also serious too, right? You can joke and be serious, right? So had hundreds of responses, and most people don't follow basic directions like do this, do that. By the way, when you're doing a job process of interviewing, you want people to jump through a couple hoops to see if they're even paying attention to details, especially an assistant, right? You want a detail-oriented person. So I'm very specific on do this, do that. If they don't, so I might get 300 responses on step 1. I might only get 30 on step 2. Who do you think I'm spending my time with? Step 2. See, that's it. Like literally the 270 other people I'm throwing away. The other 30 people are the only ones I'm focusing on. I'm not trying to make it work. I'm trying to find the one that works for me. So, cool thing about Kim is like I had a lot of people message me and like, yo man, hook my cousin up. Hey man, blah, 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 blah. And Kim got referred to me by a very high quality buddy, a buddy of mine, Dave. He's like, dude, this is the person. She's amazing. And we all know the saying, birds together flock together. And the truth is, a high-profile guy is never going to put his name on the line for a low-level person, ever. Let me say it again. A high-profile person would never, ever put their name on the line for a low-level person. So she was local to me because I was in Cleveland at this time, but I've had them in Florida, Cleveland, somewhere, usually around me in Ohio or Florida, but it doesn't have to be local. It does help. There's no reason, by the way, you're in Ohio, John, hire an assistant in Ohio. It's so cheap compared to Florida. I mean, literally it's like 40% off for an assistant in Ohio for Florida charges. And you get a different type of person from my experience. But so I posted the ad. Dave messaged me. I met multiple people at Starbucks, by the way. I don't have an office to meet them at. I don't want to take them to an office. Why? I do have an office here in Florida, but I was in Ohio. The reason is I used to do this. This is where I messed up as a business owner in the beginning. I had an ego. I wanted to have the biggest, the best, and I would meet people to hire them in a suit and tie, and then when they come to work for me, they'd show up, and I'm at a Starbucks in shorts and a flip-flop. They're like, who the hell are you? Like, what just happened? So just be yourself. If you dress a certain way, dress that way. It's your life. You can do what you want, right? So I met him at Starbucks, get a coffee, whatever. We talk to Kim, and I'm sitting there with her. And this is a true story, and I believe this. I'm not looking for people to come and work with me for a job. I'm looking for people that want a career. Every single person I hire, my intentions are that they're there. I'm going to their funeral or they're going to my funeral. And I'm being for real. That's how I think about that. And I'm talking every single person on my team. And by the way, there's a lot of people I've never met on my team, on multiple teams that I own. I've never met half of these people possibly, maybe more. And they've been working with us for many years. And one day I'll meet them. But the goal for me is to carry what my thought process is and my culture down the line, and that's what's happened. I have people, like someone gets hurt, people are sending cards, Care 360. It's number one core value in every one of our companies, Care 360. Care for yourself, care for others. And you can't outgive the world, blah, 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 blah. I can promise you can ask anybody in any of my companies, that's our number one core value, Care 360, right? So when I sit down with them, I look at them, I'm very straightforward. Like, yo, listen, I'm not the easiest to work with. I'm definitely not the hardest. If you can't work from home and get shit done, I'm not your guy. But I can tell you this, you'll never not work, you'll never not get paid. You'll never not have fun, right? In business, like when we're doing events and all that. But there's going to be times that you have to put in extra hours. I pay salary, by the way. I don't pay hourly. I pay salary. I don't care if you work an hour or 100 hours. I want you to get the job done. And you're accepting that task. And I'm not taking advantage of that. I'm not giving them 300 hours. Well, we all have millions of hours of work to do in a little amount of time a day. It's all how does one position it. But so when I'm talking to her, I'm like, listen, the truth is I'm looking for someone that wants a career. I don't want you to want a job. I want you to want a career with the company where you could actually take this. Your lifestyle will change drastically. The truth is Kim's job, she was always going all over the place. She's a very awesome people person. So working from home is going to be a challenge. I talked to her about it. She's like, no, I'm good because I've done this and that. And so I don't try to talk people into working for me and with me. I'm talking them out of it more than anything. So take that note. That's a very important note. Because the old me, the unhappy me, I was always overdressing, acting like a big shot, acting like I know everything, and trying to convince them why they should work for me. That's my insecurities, by the way, that was talking, not me. Because I'm like, oh my God, I'm sitting in front of this person. They should, like, dude, you're like, this is your life. I'm looking for the person that could serve the big vision of what we're trying to accomplish. It has nothing to do if I like you or not. If I like you, it doesn't mean if I don't like you and all that stuff, it's whatever. It's all emotions. But I'm trying to talk them out of working with me because I don't want to work with people that don't want bigger things in life. My goal is that Kim becomes a multimillionaire being my assistant. My goal is that she has the best lifestyle she's ever had being my assistant. My goal is that she's able to take family vacations she's never been able to take with finances that I have. That's my assistant. I have, like when I'm sitting here thinking about the team, it's not just a dream team. We always say dream team and you get all excited, but I pour into them. And I don't just say it, I mean it. I teach them about financial literacy. I talk to them, they see what I'm doing. Kim has the behind the scenes full pass access to everything I do. So she sees the millions of dollars in and out. She sees what's going on with deal flow. She sees what's going on with contracts and when things go south and how I react or don't react. She's involved on all those fronts. So just to be clear, your job is to steward these conversations. And I used to mess this up. I used to, like I said, I used to try to be a big shot. And I would tell Kim, and like I told the other people and everyone's ever worked with me, I don't know much, but what I do know is a couple things. One, I don't mess around. We have work to do. We have people we're here to help, and we got to do it. Right? Period. No questions asked. And I'll take the shirt off my back to help someone who's willing to help themselves. Number two, if I need you, you need to be there. I'm not just calling that favor out just because I need your help. I need you. And number three, I don't know much at all, so I need you to make me better. I need you to help me be stronger. You need to help me stay on top of things because that's not my core strength. My focus is deal making. That's it. So with deal making, typically what happens is like you create a lot of chaos. Like you guys understand, this is a true story. I do so many deals weekly, and I'm not saying this to brag, this is the fact. So it's not bragging, it's the truth. I do so many deals, I don't even know what deals I do half the time, but I do. I kind of have a weird thing in my brain. This is a true story. Anybody that's done a deal with me knows this is true. My team, when I'm doing these deals, my accountant could call me or bookkeeper, CFO, or whoever's working on the project and say, hey, what happened with boom, 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 boom? And I'm like, oh, we did this, I bought this, but I moved this here, and I gave them credit for that, and I pushed this over there. They gave me 3 houses. I took their car. I did this, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'll know exact details. I'm a deal maker. That's what you do. So we tend to have, to create massive chaos where it's hard for very smart people to understand, like, what the hell just happened? To me, it's like, oh, I just got 3 houses for free. I got this building for free. I got a $700,000 assignment. Here's what happened. Here's who was involved, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, can you repeat that? And then you got to get on conference call and go through it. So Kim's actually really good at like picking it up and creating the chronological order for the CFO or accountant or whoever's managing that deal. Because we have different things, right? I have different accountant. If I'm funding a deal, if I'm buying an asset, if I'm buying a company, if I'm hiring new people, like there's different layers to all this stuff. That's where I'm at now. So what's interesting about this is the dream team. I'm dreaming, true story, I dream about them being more successful. I dream about them having the best life they could ever have. I dream about them driving their dream car. I dream about them buying their dream house. I dream about them having $1 million in their account plus and beyond. I dream about that dream vacation they've been talking about, thinking about for the last 20 years to be able to take it because I allowed them to dream, and I'm dreaming with them, and we're pushing it and prodding it. I love that side of the business, actually. Truth is, I used to do the opposite. I used to try to, and I talk about this magician versus me, I used to work them harder and pay them less because that's how I've always seen it done prior to what I know now. And so my dream team is me dreaming for them. Kim is the assistant. The assistant is growing. She's pushing. She's prodding. She was at my house in Ohio yesterday. She's working on gifts. She's doing all kinds of stuff all the time for me. What I'll have her do is maybe create a SOP. If you guys want it, let me know. Maybe I could share the SOP with you, kind of what the day looks like for her. For me, it's going to look way different for you, but maybe we could do that. And the only thing with Kim, I just got to say, Kim, quit talking. Let's go. She's awesome. Like, she loves talking now. So, and it's not a bad thing. I love talking too, but like, we gotta get work done, right? So biggest thing is pay people more. By the way, she was not the cheapest person I hired. She was actually, out of the 6 people I interviewed, she was the highest person asking for the most money, right? And I appreciate that. I don't look at it as a bad thing. I'm weighing options though, right? As a business owner, you're weighing options. Systems, operations, and procedures. So with her, again, remember, she was a referral from a high-level person that I respect, appreciate. Therefore, she kind of had a direct, she's worth more just out of the gate because she's been groomed by this person, the way he talks, the way he functions, the way he rolls. Groomed is not a negative term. It's like that's what's happened, though. She's very positive, she's an awesome person. If you've ever dealt with her, she's amazing. So, and by the way, I take these people on trips. Like she just was out in St. Thomas with us in December for a week, and on my dime. And I don't go to people and like nickel and dime them and all that stuff, but they're like that costs thousands of dollars, like many thousands of dollars to do that. And by the way, I don't put her at a cheap suite down the street. She's staying at the Ritz with us, spending $1,000 a night too. So, I think there's different things. That's how I lead, though. I lead differently than a lot of people. Thank you, William. Thank you, Mike. So, good morning, guys. So, don't hire for the position. Don't convince them why they should work for you. Try to talk them out of working for you, and share what you got going on. Be open. My shit's like I always say, my stuff is total chaos. I need someone that's organized. I need someone that's focused. I need someone that's independently team player. Right, you're gonna be working from home, but we're also a team. I need someone that cares 360. I need someone that wants to do bigger things in life, that knows that wherever they're at, this isn't a job, this is a career. I want you to 20 years from now, we're laughing about this moment. That's gonna be a cool time, right? So, and that's how I'm talking about this, by the way, and I'm being for real. I'm not just saying this, by the way. I'm not regurgitating. I'm not reading a script. That's how I believe. But you got to remember, I've hired thousands of people. So at this point, I kind of have a little bit of a, I'm a hire fast, fire slow guy. I know it should be the opposite, but that's why I don't hire. My team's hiring now for me, typically, other than the assistant, because I'm going to be talking to them. That's the only person, truthfully, I hire. An assistant, I'll upgrade people inside of companies that are already working from certain roles. So I'll upgrade them from certain roles into CEO, CFO, CTO, CMO, whatever positions. But other than that, for the dream team, assistant comes first. What's up, Chris? So, and once the assistant's going, now I'm thinking the truth is my next person I'm hiring, if I'm like me and an assistant, I'm hiring a salesperson. And or a marketing person. Depending on what your challenges are. I like marketing, so I can market, and I like selling. I can sell. So if I'm trying to, I'm asking myself, who can I hire? Salespeople are very tough to manage, by the way, but who can I hire that could help me double or triple my business this year? The truth is, the reason most people won't hire good salespeople is, one, they're intimidated, and two, the salesperson, this may sound crazy to you, the salesperson will probably make more money than you as the CEO, owner of the company for the first couple years, if they're a good salesperson. You know what I mean? So you definitely would see, I have salespeople make 40 grand a month, right? So that's a lot of money. Actually, more than 40 a month now. But 20, 30, 40. When you're coming out of the gate, though, 40 grand a month, the company might not even be grossing 40 grand a month. Let's say if it's grossing 12 grand a month and your sales guy's making 7 a month. You're going to get mad for a minute because you're only making 5, you're paying your assistant 3, you're only netting 2. This is a real thing, by the way. If anybody tells you any different, they're full of shit and they've never done it. Your salesperson, if they're good, will probably outpace you for the first year or two, depending what product category you're in and all that. And I'm talking more business sales stuff. So assistant, salesperson, chest to chest, phone call, whatever. You want that, though. You want, it's a game I play. As a real business owner, the question you ask yourself, how does my sales guy make more money than me? And when you lead with that example, with that thought, you know what's amazing? The more they make, the more you make. Go figure. Once you get to a certain point, they won't outpace you because there's only so much they could do, so much production. So there's so many variables to all this. Or marketing. Maybe right now you're the main salesperson. You're really good at it. There's 2 types of salespeople. My boy Adam talks about this all the time. And this is, you're one side or the other. You're the person that's very structured, that needs a script, that puts them in a system and follows up. Because more deals are done on the first 12, from the 12th to the 20th call, blah, 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 blah. Or you're like me, where it's like, I'm one and done. I ain't got time for you. I'm here to help. We're either going to do this or we're not. I'm cool either way. Because I'm going to call the next person. I'm going to help them. If I can help them, great. If I'm not, I'm calling the next person. That's how I sell. I'm terrible at follow-up. I don't use a CRM personally. I'm not like, I don't get a hard on and brag about, dude, I called this person for 17 years and I finally closed the deal. Because I'm thinking, okay, 17 years, I got to spend all that time thinking about my wife, my kids, hanging out at the pool, relaxing, having fun. This isn't a game to me. I'm here to serve, no more, no less. And if I can't help them that day, it's not, I just move on. That's my personality, by the way. There's nothing wrong with either or. It's just find which one you are in sales. I'm very empathetic. I'm very passionate, and I want to help the individual. That's how I sell. It's not like, hi, Nancy, I heard you're looking to sell your house. How many bedrooms is that? Like, there's zero emotion. I could get someone from a foreign country to do that. I could get the internet to do that for me, a web form. So I'm more like, I genuinely have, I want to listen to the person's story. I want to hear where they're at, and I want to see if I can help them. And I'm under the impression if I can't help them today, I'll put them in, whatever, follow-up sequence that my team can follow up with them and go from there. But I'm not, I personally don't follow up on this stuff. And I could lie to you and act like I do. I don't. I suck at it. I'm never good at it. Truth is, most of you guys, if you've ever messaged me, I always put it on you. Hey, thanks for the message. Hit me up Monday morning. Hey, thanks for the message. Hit me up Thursday afternoon. I'll be around. Because that means I'm going to drop the ball if I have to call you Thursday afternoon. Just hit me up. Boom. Okay, I remember. Okay, let's hit you up. Let's talk. That's true. So that's what I do. So there's two types of salespeople. So if you're good at selling, maybe you just stay in the selling, or marketing. Marketing, but the problem is, like with marketing, you're not going to understand the value of marketing unless you understand the value. So marketing never costs money if it's done right. It's always an investment. So in business, it's always funny because I started off in real estate mostly, but in real estate, I could buy a house for $100,000 and make $120,000, and I'm a genius. I'm smart. I made 20% of my money. I'm telling my friends. I'm telling everyone I know at the club. I'm telling everybody. But very few people will take $100,000 in marketing and spend $100,000 in marketing and make $500,000 and never do it. They never will do it because they don't have the balls to pony up 100 G's because they don't understand it. That's why I was talking about data and not drama. So what's cool about hiring a marketing person, if they're good and they understand the channel that you want to go in, direct mail, cold calling, PPC. I mean, there's a million different channels. Pick one and stick with it, become an expert kind of thing. But you hire into that like you invest in marketing, like you invest in assets. Marketing is an asset, by the way, if you do it right. So we invest hundreds of thousands of dollars a week in marketing to get leads, and leads convert into revenue. So if I put $100,000 in, my goal is how do I get $200,000 back, right? So what you're looking at is your roar effect. So how much money, if I put $100,000 in today, how much should I get back today? That's what you're looking at, the number. And then, okay, what's the trailing number? Is it 30-day cycle, 7-day cycle? How quickly do I get my money back? These are conversations a marketing person could help you with. And what's interesting, I see a lot of you guys, hopefully not you here, but like I see a lot of people online talking about free leads and how cool it is and buy this course for free leads. Well, free leads the problem with free leads is it's not big. It's not big enough to get you excited. I hope not. Don't be chasing free leads, chase quality leads. Like, if you're out there trying to get 1,000 free leads a week, you can't compete. Like, it's not going to happen. Number one. Number two, you probably don't need 1,000 leads. But, like, how much are you willing to pay for a lead? That's the question you should be asking yourself. If you can make $10,000 on the deal, how much are you willing to pay to make $10,000? That's how you should be looking at this, right? This is what I always talk about. Math is math. A lot of you, I'm talking real estate now, if you want to do 10 deals a month, and you know you need 100 deals per deal, well, and you're only getting 300 leads a month, you can only do three deals a month. So you're sitting there pissed off, frustrated. I can't do 10 deals. I need to figure this out. My leads, well, no, dude, you just need more volume on the front end. It's real simple math. The numbers don't lie. We do. Our emotions lie, right? So you might want to hire a marketing person that would drive you. But when hiring this marketing person, you will be dry heaving massively. You'll probably be shitting your pants and puking 24/7 because you're getting ready to go into a whole nother world. I believe every single person watching you should be spending 6 figures a month. That your goal should be, how do you spend 6 figures a month minimum on marketing? Minimum. Absolutely minimum. Changes the dynamic. It changes the game. Like, do you understand how easy it is? I can spend 100 grand in an hour, but you know how easy it is to spend 100 grand in a month? That's the only way you have a real business, by the way, is if you can spend 100 grand a month, you can churn a profit. And I'm not saying come out of the gate hot like that. I'm not saying that at all. But that's how your mind should be thinking as a real business. You know, marketing doesn't cost money if you have a good formula. It only costs money if you're sloppy and don't have a formula at all, or a shitty product. So ask yourself different questions. This is what magicians think about. How do I invest $100,000 a month in marketing? Maybe your marketing guy is 5 to 10 grand a month. Maybe your ad spends 90 to 95 a month. And now you're looking at cost per lead basis. So KPI drivers, you know, how much did you spend? What's your cost per lead? What's your cost per conversation? What's your cost per conversion? You get those, boom, 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 boom. Now, when I hit you up and say, yo, you got to spend 200 G's. Yeah, cool, I'm in. I've been wanting to spend 200 G's. Because you know, for every dollar you put in, you get $3 back. Would you spend 200 grand to make 600 grand? No, you wouldn't. Not today you wouldn't, unless you're already doing it. And if you would, why aren't you doing it anyways? Well, the truth is you just don't have real data. The truth is you don't have a team to do it. And that's fine. You got to be where you're at, but like that's where you should be progressing towards, right? And there's all types of, like, do you want to sell high ticket product? Do you want to sell real estate? Do you want to sell, I mean, there's a million different ways, free books. It's endless. It's endless. And then what assets do you have today for your marketing person to do? Maybe you have an email list. Maybe you have a call list. Maybe, databases of somewhere, some way. Maybe you have, a good podcast show and you're not monetizing it. There's a lot of things you have, believe it or not, you probably don't even know. Your social media outlets, your Facebook wall, your Instagram wall. There's stuff you have that you could do a post and generate revenue today. And the biggest reason, honestly, most people don't do it because they're inconsistent. You know, I always talk about this. Most people watching me always talk about being inconsistent. What's funny is I think you're the most consistent. What are you consistent at? Being inconsistent. It's the truth. Most people are very consistent at being inconsistent. So here's why business owners don't really succeed and why the dream team is important. The dream team actually will give you confidence, never cost you money, and drive the business forward for you because they take fear out because they're actually they're putting it on their back with you. So what happens is, let's picture you're sitting here, you have 10 grand in the bank, you want to grow and you do some deals and now you're at 30 grand, 40 grand. But what happens, you shut off a lead flow or you stop making all the calls because you get complacent, you get lazy, you get cocky, you get arrogant, you get super comfortable because you've never had 30 or 40 grand in the bank. And then you're like, then all of a sudden, like halfway down that line going down, you're like, oh shit, I need to drop some money on marketing. I need to reburn up the phones. I need to get going. And then all of a sudden you get going and then boom, and then you up, down, up, down, up, down. The problem is your line is always straight. It's a straight line. You're riding the financial emotional roller coaster all the time. The key is how do you get a trajectory? You're going to ride it no matter what in business. The key is how do you get it into a trajectory of moving up? And your dream team will actually drive the upward momentum if you get the right people in the team. Like your numbers this year, let's say for Q1, you're spending $5 grand a month in marketing. Q2, your goal should be how do you double? Now you're at 10 grand a month in marketing. Q3, how you have 15, 20 grand. That's how you're looking at the trajectory. That's the trajectory I'm talking about. Because with growth, there's liftoff, and there's going to be certain people you have to put in place to hold down the fort. And I'm not saying there won't be a moment where you cycle down for a second to kind of let things settle because you're learning. That's you, by the way, that's you like, whoa, slow down. I'm scared. As opposed to pushing it forward, right? But ideally, that's when people get on the phone, your marketing manager, your assistant, and your sales guy and say, Evans, quit being a pussy. It's now or never. It's our time. Dude, it's never been so good. And you're like, I'm getting goosebumps even saying that because I've had these conversations, and I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. And you're all in. You literally will take every dime you have and go all in because you're showing the team, like, you're growing. They're growing you, by the way, and you're growing them, and then the revenue just starts popping like a whole nother level. That's why most business owners never win and will never be a real business owners, because they get scared and they shut down because they're controlling all aspects. They're controlling the marketing, controlling the sales, controlling all the paperwork, controlling all the stuff that goes on with the chaos, as opposed to stepping back and letting the magician, like you sitting, what my buddy Larson said yesterday, Abe Lincoln, if he said he had 6 hours to chop down a tree, he spends 4.5 hours sharpening the axe. That's what a magician's doing, by the way. When that's going on, I'm not diving in because actually I'm going to dive in and screw it up and then say, see, I told you it wouldn't work, because I got to make my ego right? Instead, a magician steps back and you're like, oh my God, what's happening? Thought auditing. Who's doing what? What are you feeling? Why is this happening? How much am I spending? What if I lose? What if I win? Blah, 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 blah. Like, that's what a magician, you're trying to harness your emotions. You're trying to step back and let the data dictate the direction, not emotions, data, right? Boom, dude. And this is where communication is key, though, with your sales guy. Boom, 13 calls, 3 deals. Yeah, dude, this is working. It's cranking. It's going to give you more confidence. Yeah, go. Boom, okay, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Like, and now it's on. So that's what a dream team will do. A dream team's not just for you. It's actually you dreaming for them to drive them. You're going to drive them. They're going to drive you. It's kind of a cool cycle that happens. Some people are asking how you pay people. Pay them. Tim, there's a million different ways to do it. I've hired many consultants to do it. They all fuck it up. Pay your people. So you got to ask them how much they want. You got to reverse engineer how you can get it for them, and that's how you pay them. It's real simple. But don't assume everyone's motivated by just money. A lot of people, like for example, one of my guys that does over 40 grand a month with us, he's more of a lifestyle guy. And it so happens, first of all, he's making 3 times the amount more than he's ever made in his life with us, which is awesome. He's been with us a little over a year. And he had a job where he had to go in and check a thing, and at 8 o'clock, leave at 5 o'clock, had to do X, Y, Z. And it's always all this politics stuff inside his company. When he left with us, he was scared. Let me just share this with you guys real quick. This is real talk, by the way. You know, there's people that I want to hire that I can't because they're scared. They won't make the decision. So as a leader or a magician, if you will, I have to get on the phone and say, hey, quit being a pussy. By the way, that's how I talk. I'm not just fronting. Like, quit being a pussy. Here's what I mean. We had a meeting. You told me what you wanted. I told you we could accomplish that and beyond. You said you were in. Now you're getting cold feet. Why? Blah, 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 blah. I hear you. So what I just heard is you want to be a thief to yourself, your kids, your spouse, and everything else you care about because you're scared. You're scared. I'm scared. I'm the one that's going to be paying you. I'm scared. But I'm more afraid that you don't join the team than if you do. Because based off of your abilities and your skill set and what you showed with me and shared with me, you're going to go out there and you're going to fucking crush it. You're going to double or triple your revenue in the first year. By the way, he's tripled. You're going to double or triple your revenue in the first year. And guys, we're not talking little money. We're talking $40,000+ a month. And you're going to sit here like, dude, this guy, I'm serious. He's like, well, I'm so scared. Blah, blah. Like, I had to talk him off a ledge. We have another lady right now. She was in and she just got cold feet. And then she uses all the COVID experience. Like, I don't want people like that on team, but there's certain people, they're scared. So you get on the phone with them and say, hey, listen, I got your back. I'm not calling you because you need to be here. You need everything you told me. You need to be here, period. And I don't just say that to anybody. I'm not saying that to everybody, but like there's certain people that you're going to have to fight for if you want them on your team. Think of it like a draft. I'm not into all that, but like they're fighting with money and people and getting them on the team because they want them. You're building your dream team. If I know someone can come in and be a producer I'm trying to figure out how to get them on the team every day. That's my job, to hire producers, right? That's what I need. Dude, if you told me that, I'd be willing to risk it all. That's awesome, Nick. What's up, Jason? What's up, Christopher? So thank you, Stinson. You understand this is real talk. And this is how real business is done. It's not like sitting in an ivory office tower building and, the music's playing, classical music's playing in the background and everything's, smiling and dialing. There's real shit that has to go down. And the amazing thing is one, the kid, the guy I'm talking about, he's a huge giver in his community. He's an amazing guy. I'm actually trying to push him to go travel around the world. But he says he won't right now. I keep telling him you're only young once. So he works with my team. He can do his job from anywhere in the world. He's he's like 30 minutes from me here in Florida. I'm like, dude, go travel the world. Here's why. One, I believe in it. I wouldn't tell you not to do it if I didn't believe it's amazing, because I did it for 7 years, so I know it's awesome. Two, I believe he'll make more money because he'll actually condense. He'll enjoy so much. He'll condense his time. He'll make more money. He'll have more fun. He'll have more life experiences, and he'll never forget that I told him he should do it. And when he does it, it'll change his life. I know it will, because it changed mine. So I think back in the day, I'd be like, nope, you got to stay here, man. You got to work really hard. You got to put more hours in. You'll make more money, blah, blah, blah. I think the opposite. I believe when you're from afar, I know for a fact when you're from afar, if you work like I do, you compartmentalize and you're very focused. My problem is when I get unfocused, I'm like this. But when I'm very focused, because I only got 30 minutes to work today, I get everything I need to do to get done that matters. And that's the difference with me and a magician. Magicians focus on things that matter. Get it done. It pushes the needle. The other stuff is just stuff, right? So guys, I hope who all here has not gotten Magician versus Mule? Because I'm going to bash you if you haven't. Magician versus Mule. I hope all of you have gotten this book. We're selling out like crazy. MagicianVersusMule.com, guys. Get the book. Talk about Dream Team stuff. And by the way, if I got my assistant Kim, I'm sure she has a little bit of like a 1 or 2 pager of what she does for us kind of every day. Is that something you guys would like? Is that something you would like to see what she does for me every day, kind of thing? Thank you, Nick. What's up, Tyrone? Appreciate it, buddy. Get it there. Amazon, they're messing with us. Tyrone, still waiting. Okay. Dylan, I keep telling my team the same thing, man. But yes, okay, cool. All right. Let me know, guys. Is that something, Tim, Jason? All right. Anybody have any other questions? I got 15 minutes if you guys have questions. If not, that's cool too. Would love to compare SOP to ours. Don't compare SOPs. I wouldn't compare SOPs at all. Again, comparison is it doesn't serve you. The truth is it actually might sidetrack you. This is something I learned as well. Like I said, people are asking about like how to pay people. Dude, I've hired every consultant under the moon. I went back to what I know it works. How much you want a year? Okay. Here's the production you need to do that. Can you do that? Yep. Perfect. Let's go. Thank you, Jay. 6 copies. Awesome. Thank you, guys, Paul. So I don't really compare. I would never compare an SOP. That's why I'm almost afraid to give it to you guys, because it's mine. It's like an SOP is like a unique thing, kind of like you're if you're married or you're dating or whatever. Like you have an SOP with a spouse, you know that, right? Or a partner. Like what your likes and dislikes are, what you want done, what you don't want done, like how things need to be placed. Don't chomp. Don't talk out loud. Don't speak overspeak people. Don't ruffle. Don't eat chips around me. Don't eat ice cream. Like we all have SOPs. So the biggest thing is you got to make sure you're paying attention to that. So if you have an SOP that's working and getting results, I would never look at someone else's SOP and try to like fit yours into it. I would just ask questions like, what can I gain from it with what I already have, and build on what you got, not take from what other person has, you know. What's up, Dan? What's up, John? Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. For acquisitions and dispositions, people, do you pay them salary or straight commission? Both. A draw against commission. Salary gives stabilization, give them enough opportunity. Hopefully they make a lot more. And but again, there's variables, all this. Every single salesperson that works for me has a draw against commission. Every single salesperson. I know a lot of people don't like that, but the key is people are creatures of habits, and I've seen this happen. So this is a true story. We had a guy, his draw was only $3,000 a month, and he was making way more than $3,000 a month. Something interesting happened. We went to him and said, yo, man, we're going to pull draws from you on this. You're like crushing it. You're 10 times over this, by the way. You're crushing it. We pulled his draw from him, dude. He collapsed at the knees, literally. He's like, I can't, I'm going to lose everything. I can't pay my bills now. Like, he literally created this story in his head and just lost it. We actually had to let him go. That's how bad it got in 3 months. Even though we brought it back in after a week and a half, and he just could not, he just felt like his world was, the rug was pulled out from under him. So I realized a lot of people don't have financial, mental, emotional connection to money like that. And you guys got to remember, the biggest lie is treat others how you want to be treated. I can tell you right now, I don't want any money. I want to earn it. I want to go make as much as I can without any caps, and I don't need you to give me any money to baby me. I'm all in. So I do know some people, like hardcore salespeople, like, if they took a salary, they're not real salespeople. It depends. It depends on what the salary is. Depends on what the goals are. The one person we're getting ready to hire, her salary is $12,000 a month for her draw against commission, but she believes she can come in and pop off $50 a month net to her. So there's variables to all this stuff. There's a lot of variables to everything. Great tool to help figure out their drive. Yep. Guys, again, it's in sales, you want them to be driven by money, but you got to also remember they have financial baggage. So it's not always, and they're not good at decision making with finances. That's why they're probably broke, most of them. I'm talking about me. I used to be broke too, so I get it. So you got to teach them how to become more financial savvy, how to save their money, how to preserve their capital, how to steward their rev, how to drive more cash flow revenue. Like, there's a lot of things we're doing all the time to help them behind the scenes to become investors and all that stuff in their future. So cool. Dan, thank you. Connor, thank you guys. All right, anybody want to hop on? Are you guys good? I'm good if you're good. Hope you guys had a great Cinco de Mayo. I think that was yesterday, right? Cinco de Mayo yesterday? Cool. Beacon, have them get over to Magician versus Mule, man. First hire, personal assistant or virtual assistant. Jason, I just talked about this. What's up, Ben? Jason, hop on real quick. I'll answer the question because I have a question for you first before I answer it. By the way, it's all the same shit, FYI. Hop on real quick. Let's talk about it. Virtual assistant or personal assistant. Isn't it the same thing, just minus virtual and personal? But it depends on what you need help with. I hire, they could be both possibly. Oh, what a day. It is going to be a day. Jason, you here, buddy? If not, I'm going to bounce. I'll give him 1 minute, Beacon, okay? Time him. Make sure, guys, again, thank you. By the way, for everyone that's got the book Magician vs. Mule, if you would do me a huge favor, it means so much to me, to get over to Amazon.com where you bought the book and leave a review. We have some really cool reviews happening. I think last I saw was 7. I'd love to have 700 or 7 million actually. But, you know, as you guys know, in the way Amazon works, the more reviews you get, the more they put your book up in front of people in the same categories. So there could be a shittier book out there with a lot of reviews just because the way they game the system, and they're getting shown and presented opportunities. So there's people out there that need the book. I'm getting a lot of great feedback, and I'd love for you guys' help. If you could help me out there, just get over to Amazon.com, log into your account, and leave a review on Magician vs. Mule. It would mean a lot to me. If you could do that, it'd be awesome. Thank you. So, cool, Beacon. Well, guys, gals, I appreciate you guys being here. Get the dream team built. I know we just talked about layer 1 of the dream team from assistant, sales, and marketing. But the truth is you're going to need the CTO. You're going to need the developer, possibly, depending what industry you're in. You're going to need the bookkeeper and all that stuff. You guys, these are all pieces that you're hiring. I would recommend, though, realize that your first probably 20 hires are going to be a mess. You don't need to know it. Tell them that too. Say, listen, I'm brand new at hiring people. I just need help. Don't act like you're a king ding-a-ling and you know everything. Just tell them straight up, I'm new to this hiring thing. I've been a micromanager. I'm a psycho. I work for myself. I need your help to help me get better at this. Can you do that? If they're not willing to say yes, tell them get out of there. Like, you don't need them. You want someone that's willing to take on a task. I mean, you're a work in progress, straight up. So let them know that this isn't corporate. This isn't like pointing fingers. If you say you're going to do it, you're going to roll up your sleeves, you're going to get your fingers in it, and you're going to do it. And that's it. That's real simple. That's how we roll. So thinking about you guys. Hope you have an amazing day. Appreciate you guys. magicianversemule.com. See you over there. Talk to you.